My goodness, you guys are frothy for a ship-chasing BBM3 draft. We're kicking things off. The road to pissing yellow starts tonight.
Pat Fryer Helmo.
This is why I'm hot.
Anita Handjob.
Fix your sight.
Jamar. Alpha play chase.
Are you kidding me? Kadarius Toney?
You can't handle the heat.
It looks like we're finally this boys. You're right.
Man, I think we really riled everyone up by doing that dynasty draft last week. I don't know if we would have had the enthusiasm if we didn't make everyone wait a week for this draft.
Wait 1 week. Literally 1 week.
One week.
How dare you?
Oh, speaking of dynasty, is Hassan still looking for people? We got a couple spots left because we're adding leagues. Because I'm gonna actually be in a league now for VIPs only, right? So if anybody who isn't in Discord but is watching as a VIP wants to jump in those leagues, we definitely have some spots to fill.
Yeah.
Did you also co-manage another league, or this is how?
I did for like a round. Shout out Notorious Crow for our awesome scheming for like one round, but then I backed off because I realized these new leagues are going to start.
Did you get Treylon Burks and then just peace out? Is that what happened?
He took him before I joined, but
okay.
Yeah, he had him. I the only pick that I was on his team for was Aaron Rodgers. I'm embarrassed to say, but it was
I took Aaron Rodgers in mine. I think it's a fine pick.
Screaming deal, yeah.
I'd say we do a show like in the next week or so when these dynasty drafts wrap up, but I feel like the people would just come out with their
they will riot.
Just do a fucking draft. I mean, it's like we could plan out segments. We could, plan out a show sheet, or we could just draft and give the people what they want.
We could do a Best Ball Mania stream and then try to talk Dynasty after, and then go hop in another draft.
The numbers.
Casey's
Sauce me.
Casey asked if you should DM me. If anybody is interested in these dynasty leagues that isn't in them yet, I guess DM me. Or I think Hassan Rahim is putting them together, but you can DM me. I can get you connected.
How many more are we doing?
There was interest enough to start a sixth.
There was
four
to start a fifth, and then there was like 18 people, and so now we're halfway to a six. We're trying to get to six, so we don't have to cut like 6 people from not being in the fifth. But like,
and
I could jump in another if we need them.
Okay, multi-account. Well, this is now turned into like a dynasty tournament essentially with how big it is. But the reason we have it, it's currently just for VIPs because we have the threads all within the ship chasing Discord, and people are able to tag each other and talk about the league. If we need a few more people, I know we have in the Deposit Kingdom Discord a dynasty channel. Some of you were looking in there. If we end up not being able to fill, we'll probably put the sixth league down in a thread in the general dynasty channel. So that's probably how it will go. But if you are interested, either become a ship chasing VIP, or you can be on the standby list, and Hassan and I and Gretch will all help coordinate and get you guys into those leagues.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. Do we want to keep, really blue ballsing the people, or do we want to hop in the chat? Any other pressing topics?
Well, I had a couple dynasty takes. I thought I would, maybe we could talk about for 20 minutes or so.
Someone asked about the settings. Just to run real quick,
let's go through the settings.
It's a dynasty best ball. Is the only setting I'll say where you.
How much for passing yards? Is it 0.04, 0.05?
I have no idea. I should have looked at that. But you don't have to set your lineup in season. That's a big one.
We will not redeem for UST in this league, unfortunately. Someone asked in the comments.
That's right. They're motoring along. Mine's in the 15th round here. What is yours in, Pat?
I think we're about there. I took Jameis Winston, and Chris hasn't recovered. Chris G is still reeling.
Wow.
Because apparently he thought. Then I think he offered me like a 4th round future pick for. I was like, I think I'm going to keep Jameis.
Wow, that's disrespectful. Very disrespectful. I feel bad because there has been a decent amount of like trading up and trading down in my league, and I just make my picks. I think I saw you say something early, Gretch, where it just.
What's that?
Just that traditionally in dynasty leagues that you're not so plugged in that you're doing a ton of maneuvering.
Oh, definitely not. It takes way more effort than I put it.
It takes Sean being your co-manager to move up the data draft board.
And I've been crushing it on that team. Let me tell you guys. When I say I mean he has been.
Listening, I highly, obviously everyone here listens to Stealing Bananas. If for some reason you don't, but you guys recapping all your trades, moving up and down your rookie draft board. I was getting exhausted just being like, that would have taken me like 8 hours of my day communicating with my league mates to pull that off.
Leone's also incredible that way too, by the way.
Sean
if you want to co-manage with him.
Yeah. Leone always has good deals. Sean will like spitball an idea to me. I'll text him back. And he'll come up with an offer that's like a smart offer that, includes the different little pieces that you might want, some kind of move up in 2023 or something. I'm like, I told him this the other day. I was like, it would take me a half an hour to come up with that offer. I don't know how you did that in a minute, because I'll get the email like a minute later that he's already sent this. And it's like, I don't know how you packaged that offer together that quickly.
It's hard too. I was just gonna say, I was dying listening to you guys say like, we need to balance some of kind of our short-term needs. But we ended up just drafting 5 running backs instead, or 5 wide receivers.
5 receivers. Yeah.
My goodness. All right, let's do it. It's the moment you all been waiting for. Clearly demand is going to be higher than what is available to fit in this league. So those of you who end up in some runoff leagues, enjoy that. The rest of you sickos can join us here in this BBM3 that is filling very fast.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure, Gretch, you said you did one on Spike Week. Pat, you said you haven't done any.
I haven't done any.
Influencer 101. Let's go. So here's the thing. Influencer 101 in this economy, in this draft environment, is actually a very interesting decision because the wide receiver avalanche is coming. It is coming.
But that's great. Yeah. Let's just take Taylor and then not take another running back to the 15th round.
No,
I'm
not. Go ahead, Pat.
Well, I saw a very good video on YouTube, and it suggested using anchor running back as one of the primary strategies. So
you know what that really video didn't have a chance to cover? Rooms with a bunch of these sick fucks.
So you want to go Cooper Kupp 101?
Or Chase or Jefferson.
Wow.
And I will say, I'm not even letting. So when we draft BBM3 teams for splash play, I'm making Spags do them on his account because I'm protecting my bullets so much. But I knew Pat's tech couldn't handle it, and Ben isn't allowed to draft. So I am making an executive decision. We are kicking off ship chasing summer.
Let's do Cup. Let's do Cup.
That's fine. I'm indifferent, but. We got to start wide receiver. I'm telling you right now.
I'm shocked. I know it'll be the reason we got Avalanche last time is we went tight end running back at 2-3. If you go receiver there, you can still.
Let's play this game. Let's see what's available here. I will say this now. At every single round, we will like the running backs more than the wide receivers.
Yeah, we know that. But Taylor is a key piece. It's one pick, and then you can still.
No, I'm pretty sure Pete's right.
I'm
like 90% sure Pete's right.
I normally say really nice.
I trust you.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
Pete, you are right. I've already seen Marquez just went second.
All right, you're right.
Pete has already been proven right.
Oh my god!
All right. Oh man, I didn't realize Best Ball Mania was so wide receiver heavy.
Is Base Frank a ship chaser or just somebody in here who's like, what the hell? I got Taylor 3.
Base Frank is in the Deposit Kingdom Discord. He's a Moonbird NFTer with me. I don't know if Base Frank is a ship chaser or not. Who else do we have in here?
3, McCaffrey 5.
We have Liam here at 2. We have Paul on the back end.
Oh, so Liam read the room.
Liam read the room.
He went Chase. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Alex here is like, Ben still doesn't get it. Like, you guys are ridiculous.
Come on, Ben.
I completely understand what we're doing here, but I think you can take one pick and still Henry. The one pick is not going to change the entire draft necessarily.
Well,
it
might.
Okay, here's what I'll put it back to you, Pete. I think this is smart. I actually do. I'm with you now. But you wouldn't say this felt like a toss up even when you were introducing the idea. You were like, I'm going to go cut, but like it's still like a 60-40 even in a heavy room like this. You would still take Taylor in some like 40% of the time.
Oh, no, you're saying if I'm just like doing a draft on my own?
No, in this type of room, how confident are you, I guess, that Cup is the right decision? Like, isn't
we should do content specifically for these rooms.
I know. Like, I want to discuss this strategically. I'm actually really intrigued by it.
I really think in a vacuum, I don't. So the only reason not to pass on him there is if you're only doing a few drafts, I think, and that's your only chance at Jonathan Taylor exposure. I'm not worried about not having cracks at Jonathan Taylor, and I would rather read the room. And
I'm just saying, like, if this is your one draft,
if this was
and trying to build the best team you can
year,
in this room, the best possible team. I don't know.
I'm still taking a wide receiver in this room with what I know about these guys.
Yeah, I think that's the right call, because remember the last time we did this, we took like 2 running backs in the first 3 rounds, and the team was immediately dead.
Right, and Waller.
That was it.
We took Barkley.
Yeah, and we also
Waller
took a tight end.
Return. Yeah,
but we should have the flexibility to take a 3rd round tight end like Waller.
What I'm saying is, what I was trying to say is, how confident are you? Are you like 60-40 confident that that's the right way to play it? Or are you like 80-20, 90-10? Where are you?
In this room, I am 100% confident taking wide receiver. I think in a vacuum, it's probably like Taylor, like 65-35 or whatever. And in this room, I just think like structurally, I just know we're going to love the running backs at every step of the way.
So what are we looking at as far as the queue goes?
Yeah, so we will have a decision on tight end, because in this room, in the regular drafts, Kittle and Waller are routinely available. In the
There's no yellow DQ.
Kittle and Waller will not be there when we come back. So if we do want to get an elite tight end, we'll have to do it at this 2-3 turn. But this is exactly kind of what I thought would be happening here. Like AJ Brown's ADP is 24. Like I got him at like 3-2 in a draft the other day. That is just not happening here. So
we got to go receiver. We've already made that bet.
Yeah, I'm fine though with Pitts or Waller, or Pitts, Waller, or Kittle as well as one of the picks.
You don't think there's any chance in this room that one of the tight end gets back?
No. They haven't been getting back in a normal room, but this room will prioritize.
Yeah, you're right.
This is where I would push back then. If you're going to use a non-receiver pick early on anything, this early tight end is a luxury pick too.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
You can use it on Jonathan Taylor and go receiver at the 2-3.
Or we could go with a running back here if we wanted. Did Swift just go? I would have liked Swift.
Swift would have been probably the one guy I was willing to.
Javonte, I would maybe do.
So yeah, I think DJ Moore.
My 2 picks would be Pitts and DJ Moore.
Let's get Moore in. Let's get Moore.
I think you got to go receiver if you already took Cup. We're trying to build a receiver strong.
Yeah,
team.
let's get Keenan too. Let's just not get locked out.
I like it. We're not going to get punished. We created this hell house, and only we know the way to get out of it.
we are cruising down the mountain right now. We're getting our cuts in. We're getting there's fresh powder on the mountain. The avalanche is nowhere near us right now.
We are the avalanche.
We are the avalanche, motherfuckers.
It'll be fun to circle back to some of these starts, because Liam looks pretty cozy, right? You start off with Jamar Chase.
He's feeling good.
You go anchor wide receiver in this economy. You get Swift Williams, but the avalanche is coming, boys. We're back, baby.
Leonard Fournette there with McCaffrey and Chubb.
Can we all just say a moment of silence for what's going to happen to Billy Joe's wide receiver crew in this room?
Marquise Brown at 307. 307.
JW knows what's coming. Please take a running back. There you go, Holly. You love it.
There's another running back.
These guys
3 RB start. Holly just went.
I do like that you're seeing a couple of 3 RB starts. It's going to be tough to play that well going forward because there's going to be a lot of wide receivers taken, but like it's plausible. If they were to just stop, like if you had Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, and Aaron Jones, and you just didn't take another, like that's pretty interesting.
That is the fun. I always wonder how many people in this room are. Do you think we have any people that aren't watching this stream that are in this draft?
There's got to be some. That round had 3 running receivers, and one of them was ours. That's surprising. I mean, I've done these drafts with you guys before. I'm not arguing, obviously, and I will always defer to you, Pete, on the structural stuff. You do so many, and you too, Pat. Both of you guys, clearly. I think that's one of your huge strengths.
I think Pete's more of an expert at it now.
He's super good at this stuff.
Greg,
and I don't draft
on my own. I take Jonathan Taylor there on my own if I was doing a draft. It's just
sure. I just thought it was interesting to talk through. But and like I said, I'm totally comfortable with what we're doing. I just think I don't know where I'm going with that. I just want to give a compliment, I guess.
Yeah. A lot of the
right after I pointed out the last non-wide receiver heavy round, we got 6 in a row to open that round.
Someone give us some fun.
Interesting.
I need some ADP updates in comparison to the alt.
DK is going that late. That's surprising to me.
Yeah,
I don't like the quarterbacks either, but that's a guy who can score his own points.
Yeah. Let's see.
That's a gam right there.
Yeah, I like that take then. He's not going to project well. But
this is another one of those situations here. I mean, I definitely don't mind McLaurin in this economy.
Yeah, go for it.
I kind of like
I don't like McLaurin or Keenan, but
I don't mind Lamar either. I've been doing a ton of the 2 tight end builds.
We can also try to do Mahomes. I kind of like Mahomes.
Let's.
You got 5 seconds.
I'm gonna grab McLaurin first, and then we can decide.
Okay.
Let's
just take another receiver. Let's just starve the beast here.
I think this would be a good spot to get an elite quarterback.
What's the top tight end?
The top tight end now is Hawk.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, screw tight end. I think this is a really good spot to get a quarterback, right? We got 4 wide receivers.
What about a rookie receiver? All right, we can go QB.
Which one? Pick your quarterback, Lamar or Mahomes?
I would be Lamar.
All right, let's go Lamar.
All right.
Harder to stack is what you're thinking, right, Pat?
Harder to stack, and I just think, what a deal on Mahomes compared to where he's going last
Mahomes
year.
is much easier to stack from this point than Lamar
was.
But, I mean, Bateman normally goes in the drafts I've done like 25 picks after Lamar, and he went 6 picks before Lamar in this draft.
Holy crap. Yeah, it's almost kind of a naked Lamar situation. What do you... I mean, we could have gone like Lamar Dobbins, I guess.
But I think you can I mean, I don't know. You guys would know better than me, but can't you probably do naked Lamar?
For sure. I think so.
Okay.
And there's some darts. I heard you guys pumping some of the bags, which we will not talk about, so we can draft him later. There's some late guys in this pass catching core that we can take.
This is an interesting comment from Cody. Hurts over Lamar. I think there's an argument for that, but
sure.
Yeah, it feels like
Kyler too. I think I might end up with Kyler ahead of both those guys, but I just didn't think he'd come back, so it didn't make sense to even bring it up.
Where are you guys at on this one? Because I do not have a formed take on this yet, and this is
I'm kind of in. I'm kind of in on Michael Thomas. There's no it doesn't seem like there's any chance. Well, maybe there's some chance, but it seems that he will be playing this year. It's not like last year.
That was a really good turn. Burks in London still 5'6" in this room. Why is that happening?
Because I think this isn't the room we thought it was. I think all the ship chasers are in the draft that started after us. I think we filled a draft of mostly normies, and then
this is still 75% ship chasers.
Okay.
I mean, Burks and London at this pick are still going like 20 picks ahead of their ADP.
Why is their ADP 20 picks lower than that?
Well, you got to get in these rooms and get them all efficient.
Who's manning these drafts?
I got Burks today in a draft in the mid-8th.
Why is Brandon Cooks going ahead of Treylon Burks and Drake Leonard? Why is Darnell Mooney going ahead of those guys? What?
Darnell Mooney's a tough one because you're like, this is gonna be a run-heavy bad offense. I'm getting the number 1 guy. Why would you take Darnell Mooney?
What's the ceiling? Do we not remember that rookies have ceilings? These guys could be superstars right away.
One thing I'll just say, I'm not saying anyone's being dumb or whatever, but people are still, even this early on, are anchored to the ADP, and like it's sometimes tough when you like look at Brandon Cooks' ADP, and then you're like, oh, I can get Treylon Burks later, kind of thing. I think people just naturally kind of prioritize if they're like, oh, whatever, and not willing. Sure. Whereas in this kind of environment, you have to go and get your guy.
Sky Moore. Roll the clip of the 6th round. Billy Joe's got Sky Moore as his wide receiver too.
Well, to be honest, that's why I wanted to go Mahomes, is because I figured we could get Sky Moore and roll the clips, and I'm really glad we got Lamar.
No.
He didn't even make it to the 6th. Good Lord. I thought he was undrafted in the original ones of these.
I believe
Mooney could be a superstar based on what? We've seen him play.
No, Mooney's not a super. Mooney's been like his yards per out run for a second-year wide receiver, like over the first 2 years of his career, is like kind of suck. Like he's not actually been very good. He's gotten targets, but he doesn't profile like a future superstar, and he's like 178 pounds. So
Tyler Lockett and Hunter Renfrow are the best receivers. Go to receiver real quick so we can just kind of get a peek at it.
It's okay. So Reber Gretch, when you said we could go Lamar and Dobbins, how about we grab Dobbins here?
Let's grab Dobbins here. Yeah,
sure. I would take another receiver though too.
You guys want to grab Garrett Wilson?
That's exactly where I was going. Yep.
What do you think of that, Pat?
I'm into that. Yeah, I don't think there should be a big gap between him and the other. I mean, there should be a gap, but he's really talented.
I mean, you guys in the chat that are kind of. One dude was kind of chirping at me when I was talking about the rookies. Like, you guys don't understand. These guys are going to have higher ADPs in August. I will bet anyone on that. Yeah, I'm happy to. Like, you're wrong. Period.
Not than this. They won't have higher ADPs than this.
They might, dude. With the draft capital they got, this is wrong. It's not strong through rounds 5 and 6 at receiver this year. These rookies need to be higher. People are going to start talking about their upside. It's been happening.
What was Devonta Smith was in the 6th, 7th range. I think this is where they'll end up.
Okay, fine.
I don't think that they'll be.
But I think I agree with that. I agree with that for Wilson because that's a good comp for Devonta because you have the offense issues and stuff. Burks and London don't have enough target competition. When projections come in and stuff, people are going to be.
Neither did Smith though. Smith didn't have. I mean, it was Rager who they were clearly like already starting to be out on, and Quez Watkins.
You had
everyone was like,
the projections were not great.
I would rather have Hurts than Marcus Mariota.
In terms of overall passing volume, I don't know about that.
Oh, yeah, I think the Falcons are going to be crazy run heavy. They almost have no choice. They don't have any other receivers but Drake London.
They're going to be bad though. Hurts projects as a guy who's going to run.
I
don't know that Mariota.
It might not be fun bad though.
And like at age 30 or whatever Mariota's at, he's not going to run 14% of his dropbacks or what, he's not going to have this massive.
I think it's his only chance of keeping the job. He's not good, so he's going to have to run a lot.
This conversation is somewhat complicated, and we were having this in the Ship Chasing Discord the other day, is you can both admit that some of these rookies specifically are being overdrafted relative to their expected return on investment 4 weeks through 1 through 14. Like, that is fair to say. But we can also talk about the type of profiles that generally blow up in the weeks that matter the most. And these rookies are those guys.
And that's been happening.
Value in this tournament is far greater than what just their weeks 1 through 14 points per game might indicate.
That's very well put. The other thing I was going to say a second ago was over the course of the last 2 or 3 years, we have seen a lot more comfort in drafting rookies higher from the wider FF audience. So that's a trend that I think is actually relatively new in fantasy football. Go back even 3-4 years, I wouldn't have been making that point that I just made about where their ADPs will settle. I think we are trending more towards more understanding of what everything Pete just said, of what rookies can provide for you. They're going to continue to go higher. First round rookies like this, I just think this is wrong right now, and I don't think this is where when you get good analysts talking about this. I mean, if this is their ADPs, I'm not saying I'm a good analyst, but I'm going to be writing again, like I did last year, that the rookie wide receivers are going to be the keys to redraft.
I wonder. See, the way this class sets up is, I wonder if the real keys are going to be some of the later rookies, like a Jalen Tolbert, who might be a starter all year. You know, like he might, like Michael Gallup comes back, he might be their Z receiver, and they might have CeeDee Lamb in the slot in 3 wide receiver sets. I assume it would be Lamb and Gallup in 2 wide receiver sets, but Tolbert would basically be a starter all year. And I don't know where his ADP is. This is the first one I've done, but it's got to be, 14th, 15th round?
Yeah, he's a great one.
And this is the point that like Tarek is saying here to some of the people in the chat, right? Like if you guys want to bet me Cooks versus Burks, like you're probably going to win that bet the majority of the time. But the times I'm right, I've built teams that have a chance to compete for 2 million. That's the point of this argument.
Exactly. Small miss, big hit type player is what you want to target.
Cooks is a small receiver. He's had injury issues over the years. Like he's the opposite profile of a guy who might be peaking. Not to say he can't have a great week 17, but just like his odds of peaking in week 17 are much lower than Burks, even outside of the rookie thing. Like Cooks specifically is an older veteran, smaller guy.
Is Liam going to make his draft Josh Jacobs?
No. No one can make us draft Josh Jacobs. Oh, Tyler Boyd.
I do think we should take Rondell Moore.
Yeah, I'm in on that. I was going to
Let's take Rondell Moore.
Rondell Boyd.
I was doing my my rankings, and I think Josh Jacobs is fine to take.
Who's it? Wide receiver?
Josh Jacobs is this is the cheapest we'll get at wide receiver. It's
let's just take Jacobs, dude.
We're set up now well. So with 6 wide receivers
every spot later.
We can add a couple Ravens guys super late.
We're gonna want running backs at every spot later.
We need to. We're probably this is a 3 tight end build, right? So I don't mind getting Jacobs. He like saves us a roster spot. I think
it's a 3 tight end build, probably unless we grab Goddard and then like one of the next 4 or 5 guys, then we can get away with it. Let's grab Jacobs here. I don't mind that.
No, it's a good price, and I actually don't think he's that bad. I had him as my 19th running back, which I felt awful about, but
it definitely frees us up to do a 3 tight end build there. And I've noticed already, like, it's not the worst pocket of the draft. Like rounds 11 through 14 or 15 right now for tight ends are pretty good. Like you can get a falling Gesicki, like Irv Smith is there every time. Akui Boonham is there. Noah Fant is there. You can round out some stacks if you want. Like that's a pretty nice pocket.
What's the bull case on Irv Smith? Is it just the offense? Are we hoping they pass more?
Yeah. I still think people are holding on to some kind of hope for a breakout with his profile.
Go back to that draft board.
Yeah, sorry.
He had a good 40 and he was young coming in. That's about all.
It's almost impossible to argue against Jacobs 901, but we took him a round and a half after ETN. Like that's sort of the way that I'm looking at it. And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
I'd rather have.
I know, but it was also like who's available now. Like I think for this team, he's better than.
Like you can take Pollard or Dillon over him, but I think that's just getting too cute.
No, I agree with that. I mean, Jacobs, especially for this build, is just locked into a lot of work. I'm really curious to see
point too about for Irv. Conklin Pest is gone.
I'm a little worried about Jacobs. Kenyon Drake's still there, right? And they drafted Zamir White.
Kenyon Drake's
Josh McDaniels also brought in Brandon Bolden, who the Patriots leaned on a lot after James White got hurt last year. I'm afraid that he's going to use him as his James White. Jacobs caught a lot more balls last year. That was a big part of his value last year was that he jumped. I think he was 5th among all running backs in receptions, which was not something that we really expected. They're going to use him probably like Damian Harris, but then they also still have Kenyon Drake and they drafted Zamir White. So it's like, it's tough. It might be a Patriots thing.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I agree. I mean, I don't want to be drafting a lot of Josh Jacobs. But it's kind of like you kind of get like a free, like 6th round dead zone running back in the 9th round.
And I feel like the bull case for me, when traditionally never excited about Josh Jacobs, like you can tell yourself a story where with Devontae Adams, this offense is a lot more efficient, lots more red zone trips, lots more chances for Josh Jacobs to punch in touchdowns from the 1 yard line. Like I can certainly see that.
And just more like dump offs to the running backs in general, which, you know, the interesting thing about Drake is like that's not actually his strength. He's not like a big pass catcher. He's more like a speed back, but he's not ever really been good as a receiver. And Jacobs has been decent as a receiver. So maybe a new coaching staff would like look at what these guys have done through their careers and think, actually, like Kenyon Drake's more like skinny Rashad Penny or something. You're hoping for a big play on the ground. Josh Jacobs would make more sense to be your dump off guy. Yeah. Like a skinny Fournette.
I just wanted to circle back to this take from Ricky because I liked it here. Like if Garrett Wilson is significantly better than Treylon Burks, then in week 15, he's going to be the better fantasy player in week 15. Landing spot just lets you prove it faster. This was the second comment saying that we get a little too caught up in landing spot. And I do specifically agree with this tournament structure that we can bet on profiles that we like. And again, like Amon-Ra St. Brown was a guy none of us were like super high on heading into the season. But his type of player where there's targets available down the stretch, he was a monster. Like those guys can come out of the woodwork and be the guys you need to win these tournaments.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. We are on the clock. Literally the pick of any running back you want. Let's check in on quarterbacks. Wanted to see if there was any stats.
Close it out with Fields and be done with it.
The other thing though,
Wilson?
There's some stacks. That's why I say we wait on that.
Well, I mean, Fields is better.
Do you guys want to? I think Gesicki's a bit of a tier here.
Close out the team. Got it.
For a 3
sure,
tight end.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure. I'm good at that. Oh, Albert O.
Yeah,
why
like
is Albert O?
Yeah, Albert O. I that's what I was saying. This 11 to 14 range is nice. So we can either take another one of these.
I'm Albert over even Gesicki. I think that's a weird rank in my mind.
But now let's think structurally. Do we want to grab one of these running backs?
Ramondre feels nice to me here. But I would also take one of the tight ends if you guys rather do that.
I'd rather do Hunt, I think.
I kind of like Hunt too. I'm just clicking it because we're about to time out.
Ramondre, I think, is tough with the Patriots taking the pure strong and what's his face? Harris. The other Harris.
I think they're going to redshirt Pierre Strong, and he's just going to be Damian Harris next year. That's how
or Ramondre
No, I mean, remember they redshirted Damian Harris, and then I think Pierre Strong to me profiles is like a very similar player to Harris in the kind of the breakaway speed type of thing. But
how many
Pierre Strong's also a good prospect. So
what did you say?
How many receivers do we have?
We have 6.
Oh, 6?
6.
Okay.
All right, good.
Yeah, we're in really good shape there.
Yeah, I'm not real on just for random viewers who might care, Keenan or McLaurin, frankly, but we didn't really have much choice in those spots.
Yeah, I'm the same as you, Ben. Like generally, the couple of guys around them, I'm taking the other guys. But though I won't say those aren't guys like I'm crossing off my board. I mean, I want exposure to them.
Sure, especially Keenan. I'm not crossing off McLaurin either, but Keenan's targets per run have been down. His yards per target have been down. After the target efficiency has been bad as well. But they didn't really do anything to address receiver. They still like have a lot of available targets, right? And you're tied to Justin Herbert. Like Keenan Allen could definitely still have a huge year.
Yeah.
Comment about Greg Dulcich with the Alberto stuff. I think Dulcich is like maybe the most slept on player in fantasy right now. He's going in like the 4th round of these he's going in like 4th round of tight end premium rookie drafts. The dude is a pass catcher, and he's like a Gesicki type who he splits out, but he's not playing in the slot like where a wide receiver plays. He's playing like off the line, and he's like only out there to catch passes. When they drafted him, they talked about like how soft his hands were and how he gives them something they don't have. So I don't agree with the comment that he's not a 2022 worry for Alberto, because like with these tight ends who are not elite options, we see so often that one of the easiest ways to get there is just run every route. Be Logan Thomas, be Dawson Knox, literally run every single route. And I don't know that Alberto has that out now. He has another out where he's been very efficient, but that's on a small sample size. So I do think Dulcich is a bit of concern for him.
Liam Murphy had the choice to buy a new pair of shoes so he didn't have to wear Crocs around everywhere and decided to give us $100 instead. Wow, Mr. Big Swinging Dick, BBM2 winner. Thank you, Liam. That was very nice of you. We will distribute this and have drinks on our next stream. Compliments of you. That was very nice.
Thanks, buddy.
He probably should get an answer to his question there too, though. In or out on Allen Robinson?
Yeah. There you go. Give him his take.
Out. Out. Like pretty simply.
I think I'm in. You saw them use Odell Beckham down the stretch and into the playoffs as more of an intermediate type of guy. And I feel like at this point of his career, that's probably how Allen Robinson should be used to, kind of as like a possession receiver, like a clear secondary option just to help kind of move the chains. I don't know. I think that'll be fine. And there's probably something to the idea that he was just like done with the Bears.
Yeah.
Like he's probably not as bad as he was last year.
Ramondre almost made it back.
All right. We are back on the clock. I do think we should lock up Zach Wilson. And we can be done at quarterback. We get the stack with Garrett. Are you good with that, Pat?
Yeah, I'm good with that. Let's do that.
And then outside of that, we could definitely,
Michael Carter. What if Breece Hall gets banged up?
I don't mind Carter just mainly because we're drafting Zach Wilson.
Jets. Right.
But, and then the other thing would be like if you wanted Komet or Fant, since we are.
Yeah, I'd rather do Fant.
I'm good with Fant too.
I don't mind that. Let's Fant or Komet.
I don't like Komet.
You don't like Komet? All right.
I think Komet's not good. He's never been good. That's why I think he's not good.
What was I gonna say?
He was good in college. What are you talking about?
He was fine in college, but his production so far has been, and the yards per hour on him just woof. He's a big guy.
He's not like an efficiency guy. He's in the Jason Witten mold.
I know, but
every tight end has to be like an elite athlete.
Then they better run every route, man. They better run every fucking route, or I don't want him.
Well, he's going to. Jimmy Graham's not there anymore.
He's not. Well, he wasn't. He wasn't running like, I'm talking like Logan Thomas, 95% of routes he's running. Dawson Knox, 92. Like,
yeah.
There's not a lot of guys.
Why can't Komet be that?
Because there's like 3 guys in the whole league that do that. And one of them's Kelsey.
Yeah, but Komet's right there in his career going into year 3. He's like same sort of thesis as like Hawkinson last year, that he would become that.
And don't you think that like we've given lots of
it's a bet.
Yeah.
I'm definitely more unwilling to take shots on Komet. Like if we're willing to take shots on Fields this year, I mean, why can't Komet come along for the ride in that scenario? If we're
someone's gonna have to get targeted.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to taking flyers on tight end, but it does feel a little expensive to me to just be like, well, maybe he'll run other routes, because he's not been. At this point, if he was going to be a good pass catcher, he would have flashed something.
Yeah,
probably. Everyone in that. What are you referring to specifically? Everyone in that offense was like poor last year, pretty much, including Mooney, who you just mentioned. It was a bad offense. Allen Robinson was terrible. We were just talking about him, and I'm with you as well. I was floating that a few months back, where if you look at Allen Robinson's targets per route run, it was worse by a lot than even his rookie and sophomore seasons. It was like he just wasn't even trying to get open last year. When you look at his like year by year numbers, I can see the case for Robinson for sure. Just to dive into that a little more, I'm concerned. I wanted Robinson to land somewhere where he could get a lot of targets and actually, because like Pat was saying, he's kind of a possession receiver now, sort of thing. I'm already making the bet that he hasn't had a skill decline. It was just him like not wanting to play from like a mental side of things last year. Then I wanted there to at least be this opportunity for, if he was going to suddenly be good again, to earn a ton of targets. The Rams isn't really that opportunity. So you kind of need him to be like really efficient, which I don't know if he's still got that.
The other thing about
where's he going? Where's he going?
Right. He might be cheap enough. I was going to ask that too.
Robinson's pick 60. Pretty expensive.
That's too high. He was like 8th round in January when I was a little bit excited.
All right, and never mind. I revised my take. I'm out.
Yeah, that's too expensive. KJ Hamler.
I was just going to say about Komet too. I mean, he's still really young, just turned 23. He was really young when they drafted him. And I mean, we're still, I know we expect a lot from these rookies earlier in this new era, but I mean, these super young tight, it's kind of same thing we were talking about Irv Smith. Like, I guess I'm willing to give them a little bit longer. of a runway. And that situation, like Gretch was saying, was just so horrendous.
He got 93 targets last year as an age 22 tight end. I mean, that's definitely worth a mid-round pick. Just that alone, in my mind. He did draw volume. He's just not efficient. I'm with you on that, Pat. He didn't score a single touchdown last year because they were using Jimmy Graham almost exclusively as their guy in the red zone, but he's gone now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like Fan. I have a lot stronger belief is actually pass catcher. He actually has a connection with Drew Lock, which maybe he's helped. I know. Hunter Henry was like a key piece of the offense last year. So like relative to those other tight ends, Pat Freiermuth did flash a bit as a receiver. I'm more impressed with him as a receiver. Like I don't think he really belongs with these guys. I'm not saying don't draft him, but to me, I don't know, the next tier of tight ends is kind of more what I'm thinking.
Shout out to some of our new VIPs here. Nick, welcome. Starkindler, I saw you joined as well. If you guys are in the Deposit Kingdom Discord in the FAQ, there's instructions on how to sync your YouTube and Discord accounts, and it will unlock that channel. And if you are joining specifically to hop in those dynasty leagues, tag us in there. Steamed Hams is the man to tag in the dynasty channel. That is Hassan, of course. I will never ask him the story behind that name. I also love Hassan, I believe, is in Portugal right now. He's like organizing a dynasty league and posting photos of like sardines.
All right, we're up.
Yeah, we are up.
Ooh, is Julio going to the Ravens? Because that would be fun.
I'm still drafting Julio, man. He's playing somewhere.
We got Lamar, and the Ravens feel like
let's do Julio. Let's get that stack. Let's get that cheap stack no one else is going to get.
They're going to add
also
someone.
Disgusting, too, because these are Leone's ETR rankings in here. So, of course, Julio's at the fucking top of the queue right now.
Oh, God. Is that why he's so high?
Yeah.
What about your boy Penny?
I was going to say, I think Penny's in a fucking insane value right here.
Let's get him, dude.
Yeah, take him.
That's wild. And
I love Penny's going to be if he. I know this ADP is depressed, but like if Penny's like a 13th round pick or whatever, we're going to be hammering the shit.
We got Penny and Fant, so we're making a small bet on the Seahawks offense.
Well, here's the thing: the Seahawks are going to score 6 touchdowns this year, but we're going to get 5 of them between Noah Fant and Rashad Penny. So we're doing good.
So where are we at positionally? Yeah.
We're doing good.
We need one more tight end. I got a tight end for you that I want to get your thoughts on. I already
put one in the chat a long time
put one in the chat.
No.
But yeah, we're doing good. We're done at quarterback. We're probably, what do we have? We have 3 more picks, so we're at least one more tight end. At least one more running back. And then we could probably have a luxury 6th running back or 8th wide receiver. I've been doing a ton of 2, 6, 8, 2 builds, but this is going to be a 3, so that wouldn't be possible in this construction.
Pat and I are talking in the chat, so just keep going.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like that take as well, Pat.
All right. Meaning he has that out as well.
You know it's serious. You know we're taking this serious when we don't feel comfortable talking it out live here.
Tyler Algier I love, but Rashad Penny I think better this year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also, I saw Starkindler was asking, aside from Herzig's pivots, I'm not sure what those pivots are. Any strat adjustments this year? I mean, I don't want to speak for everyone here. I think we're still getting the lay of the land. I think I'm working on a video with Michael Dubner. Did you guys know it's Dubner and not Dubner? He just dropped that bomb on me. It was like the Dricos.
I think I did because what I was on with Sean and
yeah, we were calling him Duber on the draft because Sean mentioned it. I just learned it before the draft, but I also
that bombshell. I'm working on a video with Dubner about like expected value and how fucking important the week 17 stuff is, how important it is to play for first and kind of the ways that you can actually do that. And when you look at just kind of the expected value of week 17 relative to, even weeks 1 through 14, it is astronomically, like exponentially larger. And so to me, that's really going to be the theme of this summer is like, are you actually drafting teams that can compete for first place?
Is it possible to quantify like how many teams, like obviously you can't pick this, but like if you could pick how many like perfectly structurally optimized teams, you know, all the correlation, multiple correlations, etc. for week 17, like how many teams would you just want in that are like good teams but without all that stuff, versus how many like you take less teams but they're more optimized for week 17? Like, is there some sweet spot?
I think that's such a fun thing. And one of the things we're talking about in the video, right? Like if I just said to you guys, you get to build your week 17 team. Like you can pick whoever you want. You can pick the best running backs or whatever. Like you would probably have, you would probably have some correlation in that, right? You're probably not running out a naked quarterback, and you probably have a bring back in the game that you're stacking, right? Like that's in your perfect idealized version of that lineup. So it's like, if you're not building with that in mind, how are you giving yourself the best possible chance to win in week 17?
Right. But I assume that you are, by building that way, costing yourself, maybe you're not, but you might be costing yourself an advance rate, which I know it would be fine to do, but there has to be a point where that's actually
where it's too much,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be kind of interesting.
What are we looking at here? Position.
All right. My guy's at the top of the queue. Yeah. Gerald Everett. Tell me why Gerald Everett is a worse pick than Cole Kmet.
He's not. I like Gerald Everett. Yeah. I think he's mispriced. I think people, I don't know why. I think just because everyone got burned, you know, we all got excited when he got traded to Seattle from Los Angeles. We're like,
let's talk about this in a sec, because what rookie receiver do we want right here?
Ooh,
I saw Wandale and David Bell. Who else is gone?
Bell's gone.
Tolbert went. Is there another good rookie receiver to grab here? Because we keep letting him slide these last couple rounds.
The rookie wide receivers are toast.
Okay,
they're done.
We're toast finally. Okay, so what do we want here?
You guys. So
running back.
I know he's not. I'm real quick. Just gonna put. You want to do Mostert?
Sure.
He's another guy that's generally long gone by this point, so might as well. I have a wide receiver that I'd like.
Okay.
With our last pick.
I'm fine with Mostert there. Sorry to cut you off on Everett. What were you saying about Everett?
Oh, I was just saying, because remember how people were generally excited about his talent when he was on the Rams, and the narrative was, oh, he's just splitting time with Higbee. Once he gets freed, Gerald Everett will be unlocked. And so then he went to Seattle. We all got excited. It's Russ Wilson. He's got a tight end. And then like nothing ever materialized. And so I think people just feel burned by it. But the situation, I think, is much, much better here in Los Angeles.
It's much better. Jared Cook's not been signed anywhere. They're gonna run a tight end by committee probably. Like they're gonna have the Parham snaps. They tend to have like goal line packages that include other tight ends, which isn't great. But this is a guy that has flashed as a receiver over the years, and at times, like we thought, I know we were all kind of on him over Tyler Higbee. We thought he was the better receiver. Higbee ended up winning that job, but I don't know. It's like.
I also love it because we made the bet on Keenan on this roster, and part of what I was saying, the thesis for Keenan was, I think it's tied to the offense. It's tied to Herbert being that good, and he looks like he might be. The last time we saw Herbert, he played fucking lights out in that Week 17 game to potentially make the playoffs. Didn't quite get there in a huge spot. Everything was on the line. Bunch of fourth down conversions, ton of like really big throws. I'm super excited to watch him this year. If he's that good, if he's like Mahomes-esque, Keenan Allen's going to be fine this year, and Gerald Everett's going to be a great tight end to have in that offense, right? Like both of those things are correlated. We don't have Herbert on our roster, but it would still be a positive part, you know, of that offense to have a couple pieces.
Yeah, there's just way more touchdown equity in that offense. Like if I need 2 touchdowns to get me through one of these playoff weeks, it's so much more likely to come from Gerald Everett, I think, just given the offense.
Yeah, my only other guy I was going to advocate for was just CJ Uzomah, just for the stack. With Zach Wilson, that would have given us a double stack with him. But I do ... in a vacuum prefer Gerald Everett for sure. All right, Ryan.
One pick left.
Yeah, one pick left. The Mr. Irrelevant pick of this draft. Ryan says Julio Clapp alpha play. By the way, if you don't mind, how do you guys feel about the Hawk, Goddard, Schultz tier of tight ends with respect to ADP and each other? This is This is a good one. Those guys are all going, I would say, round 7 to 9 generally in these drafts. What are your guys' takes on those three?
We talked about him somewhat recently. I like Schultz. I think the case I've tried or sort of made with Schultz is I think they were somewhat comfortable getting moving on from Amari and doing some of the things they're doing at wide receiver, being a little thinner there, letting Cedric Wilson go. Obviously, Gallup is rehabbing because of Schultz. I don't think it's like I think that's what's being missed essentially is that they think they have a good tight end. We talked about that. I was just talking about that Jason Witten mold of player. The Cowboys are very much the ones to be like, we have our new Jason Witten. Like they're pumped about that, I think, and they think he's going to be like their second target. I mean, that's sort of the way that I've been viewing it. He was really good at various times last year, not throughout the entire season. If you go look at some of the stretches when some of the receivers were hurt, when they were a little thinner, it wasn't good right out of the gate. He wasn't even being played full-time right out of the gate. There was the Week 17 game where Jarwin got a lot of run, and that was part of the reason, he didn't look like a great play into the playoff contest. And then he was great in the playoffs, and the different spots where they needed to actually lean on him and he ran a lot of routes, which is what his role looks like this year. He had some really good stretches last year. I think like weeks 14, 15, 16, like right around the playoffs, he was good. He also had another stretch like 8, 9, 10 or something. Anyway, I'm not saying like that's going to extrapolate over the whole season. What I am saying is his final line last year, not entirely indicative of what I think his role will be all of next year. So Schultz is a guy I'm actually like really high on, but I like Hawkinson and Goddard too. I mean, it's a fun tier.
I'm with you on Schultz number one. I was previously Goddard, but that was before the AJ Brown trade. And I think that obviously makes a pretty big difference in terms of how many targets we can expect. Maybe we'll get more passing attempts now, but yeah, I think Schultz has to be one. But I have Goddard two still. I mean, Goddard was awesome last year. 2.33 yards per route run from a tight end is like, he was kind of looking like he might be the next guy to break into that Andrews, Kittle, Waller tier, Kelsey tier. It's like there's very few tight ends who really ever flash that level of efficiency. So I'm still really excited about him. I think we should probably view him as at least like, I don't know, maybe Devonta Smith's a slight favorite to be the number 2 over Goddard, but I don't agree that it's like, Goddard is definitely the third guy because he was very clearly their number one option.
Tylan Wallace or Duvernay?
Wallace.
Oh, Tylan Wallace.
Right. Duvernay is like a jet motion kicker.
Duvernay, yeah, no thanks.
He's like Isaiah McKenzie, but not as good.
Also, like if they sign Jarvis Landry, Duvernay is completely dead. But if they sign Julio Jones, I think Tylan Wallace has a path.
All right, so we are wrapped here. 2583. The Underdog has a little bug right now after where you can't see the full draft, but hopefully I can get in there in a second. But to recap for the audio listeners, we finished with Lamar Jackson and Zach Wilson at quarterback, a 5 running back core here: J.K. Dobbins, Josh Jacobs, Kareem Hunt, Rashad Penny, Raheem Mostert. Wide receivers: Cooper Kupp, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Terry McLaurin, Garrett Wilson, Rondale Moore, Julio Jones, Tylan Wallace, in a 3 tight end build with Gesicki, as some people would say, Noah Fant, and Gerald Everett. I really like this team.
Yeah.
I need you to be my structural angel on my shoulder.
Sherpa?
The little devil as I do future drafts, because you always keep us between the navigational beacons. This is great.
The reason why this is fun, and it is fun drafting with ship chasers, is I can tell you right now, there will not be another draft I do this year that's 0 RB where I take my first running back after pick 72, where I only have 5 running backs. Like if I'm doing that level of 0 RB, I'm almost for sure going to be at 6 or 7 running backs, but we were just getting such insane value on these guys that I feel perfectly comfortable with these 5 running backs in this build.
All those last 5 went, at least 30 picks? Oh, I guess Hunt was only 22 picks after ADP, but the others were all 35 picks or more after ADP. I mean, that's 3 rounds. Jacobs, Penny, and Mostert were all at least three rounds. Penny and Mostert, 4 rounds.
Yeah, I can't believe people are taking running backs early. You just draft Josh Jacobs in the 9th, guys.
Guys, I will try to sauce you if we can. I can't. I don't know if anyone can get me the full draft board here right now. It's glitchy. And yes, someone mentioned that I forgot.
Can you do the drop down? Can you do the drop down thing over there on the right?
Drop down. Oh yeah, I can go by team. I can go by in. Hang on.
Give us team names.
Who the fuck wants to get sauce? Who wants the sauce?
Sure, you think you want ship chasing to review your team.
How much sauce would you like on your team review?
Oh, I love this.
You asked for the sauce.
He wants it extra saucy.
You think you want it spicy.
He wants 13.
Oh boy.
But then you realize you can't handle the heat.
Fuck this guy. Do we have to review his team?
Hey.
Why did you take Moel and Kaz? What are you doing?
So fucking cute with his 0 RB. Evan, you will speak when you are spoken to. Fuck off, Chris. Awful team.
Ship chasing team reviews are getting spicy this summer. Come get the sauce.
2. He wanted a 2.
All right, I got the draft board
Boom.
back here.
What you guys? The first one to give us an actual sauce number can be sauce, but first of all, I'm going to sauce.
Yeah, we
all
need
of
a
you for
sauce. We need the sauce level.
Is this your first time being sauced? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, dude. Do you not even know how to get sauced?
I mean, you don't want the house sauce. You want us to go back into a cabinet in the back where we reserve the special sauce here. So let's see it here. Sauce Gardner infringement, dude. We had this going before Sauce Gardner was even born. Okay, we're sending the lawsuit to Sauce
Very young
Gardner.
prospect, Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
All right, Chris G wants a 10.
Chris G's not in this draft.
That was good.
I'll roast Chris G's dynasty team.
Tommy really wants it. He says 100, and he's been asking. He's the one who started Henry, Mixon, Aaron Jones.
It's a 1 to 10 scale, Tommy. So we're gonna go pretty hard here.
It's not gonna be tough to sauce a guy who started with 3 running backs that are a combined 90.
Yeah. You know, when they tell people you need to read the room, you know the gif from Community where Donald Glover walks in with the pizzas and it's a burning fire. That's what Tommy Hawley did. He goes, guys, look at all my running backs here, and the fucking room is burning down with wide receivers. Tommy,
well, hang on, he got a pretty. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins is wide receiver 3. He's going to play all 16, 17.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to put up 11 points a game for you starting week 7, is it?
But seriously,
is that bad for advance rates, Pete? Did you put that in your video? Is it bad if they miss the first 6 games?
If you're taking DeAndre Hopkins, make sure you've taken 2 receivers before him, just like on the real, because you can maybe stomach his late season upside if you actually have other good receivers.
I mean,
well, Ben, he also has Robert Woods, so he'll be starting fast, right, to help make up for Hopkins.
Your wide receivers are going to put up so much points for you in the playoffs when you've already been eliminated, Tommy.
You're going to crush. They have a consolation bracket in this thing or not?
Yeah. Why did you draft the backup San Francisco quarterback in the 9th round? That doesn't seem like the best use of resources just to me.
And none of your running backs are going to be younger than 26 at the start of the season, those top 3. So, I mean, they have their AARP cards. Not only are you like hyper fragile, you're hyper fragile. These dudes have broken hips.
Anytime
do you think KJ Osborne was the point that he regretted taking the running backs?
It might have been. To me, Robert Woods is when that just the doubt just really starts to seep in, though. But you got it correlated with Derrick Henry, a guy in a ship chasing room you could have gotten the 3rd round. But go ahead, grab him at 1.9.
I will say there's some really nice correlation on this terrible team.
It is nice. It's nice to if you're going to be in hell, at least be correlated in hell, I think is what they say.
That's
Danny
the bottom
Gray.
of the draft. Byron Pringle, that dude's going to be in jail.
Gray? I've literally never heard of Danny Gray.
He's stacked. He's a 3rd round receiver, speed receiver on the Niners. So he's stacked with Lance.
Is it?
It's another
is this
stack.
what you guys do now? You guys just write San Francisco and just scroll all the way down. I mean, why didn't you take Charlie Warner while you're at it? Ray McLeod was here. Keyshawn Johnson. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's correlated. All right.
Jordan Matthews was on that list.
Who else wants the sauce? Be careful. That's
He's a tight end
100.
now.
That is 100.
He would have been a better pick than half of these receivers at the end of this round.
Who's next?
Might have at least got tight end points out of it. Who's next?
we shouldn't have someone ask for 100 as the first sauce.
Right out of the gate.
After that,
All
we do have other levels of sauce.
Yeah, he wants the house special, which is a 6.5. which
Yeah,
we're happy to do here. So JW, he clearly read the room. Started with 4 running backs. I do not like double tapping elite QB generally. I like using Kyler Murray as permission to wait a little bit longer to get my second QB.
Do we have data on that yet? The Kyler Burrow type of stack? Because I could see the case for it with the playoff week thing.
Yeah, he did. He did get the Kyler to Marquise stack, the Burrow to Higgins stack. So I see the appeal there in getting those elite single stacks.
Yep, that is nice.
CD Lamb at 107 is. I mean, I love CD Lamb. I think he gets an unfair rap, but you're taking him over Debo, AJ Brown, Tyreek, Devontae Adams. I mean, you could have probably got him at 218, at 206, even in this room.
Yeah, I love.
And Marquise Brown at 307. Like, I mean, it's already a ship chasing draft. I don't know if you need to reach.
Here's a take. I wonder if the Cowboys are just more run heavy than we want them to be this year, because they don't have the receivers. They talked about how they're going to
gauge it in the middle of the 8th round. Sorry,
yeah.
What were you saying? Cowboys are going to be running.
I just think that I think that we're going to chase CeeDee Lamb up. Like, I mean, obviously this room pushed every receiver up, but like, there's another way this can go, which is the Cowboys aren't that fun. They've lost Amari. CD needs to step up. Maybe he doesn't.
Wait, was this number 1 running back Travis Etienne?
Yes.
In the 7th.
Right.
That's pretty nice, actually.
That's pretty nice.
It's the house special. I got to give you props for that.
Let's go down. We've been way too nice. Go down. I need to
way too nice. I mean,
Zach Ertz. Pat, are you still on him?
I like all these picks. Yeah, these are fine. Zach Ertz in the 10th is fine.
I mean, Melvin
Gordon.
Melvin
Gordon took like a 2-month vacation, and then finally the Broncos are like, fine, we'll sign you again. Melvin Gordon is going to get so passed by
Jamal Williams and Hayden Hurst were good sleeper picks last year.
Hayden Williams actually loves Jamal Williams. He's been touting him. Hayden Hurst actually I think is fine because he's on the Bengals now. That's another guy. It's like is he really that much worse than Cole Kmet?
You took Velus Jones. Sorry, that's where we should have started. This dude is 70.
That's my issue is all the vets. He takes Melvin Gordon, Jamal Williams, and Velus Jones. I think you just have to get a little younger.
You got to
what's the scoring settings for punt returns in this?
Let me check here.
He's gonna have a bunch of those.
Punt returns. Let me see. Doesn't look like there's any
kickoffs though. He's also a good kickoff return.
I don't see anything for kickoff returns. No fumble loss.
Sounds like a bad pick to me.
What about wind sprints? Do you get any points for those?
Wind sprint. What about cool suits?
Cool suits. Poor Velus Jones. Watch him be this year's Amon-Ra St. Brown and just dunk on all of us.
That would suck for us because we're gonna. This is not the last time.
This is not the last time we'll get sauce for Velus Jones.
Hang on. Who said? I mean, Liam. Sometimes it's hard when JW reads the room. Let's go over to Liam here.
Well, I mean,
we got there. Liam, we got there.
You're saying he read the room, but then he goes back-to-back QB and gets freaking Russell Gage as his wide receiver 5 4 rounds later after his 4 start. Then he waits 3 more rounds. David Bell's a good pick, but that's your 6th receiver. You're dust. Even though you started 4 receivers, you quit too early. That's not zero RB.
The house special has a real fight at the end.
How many condoms do you have to wrap on to take Russell Gage over Chase Claypool, Jamison Williams, and Michael?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that's a lot of condoms on.
Wow,
that's a lot of condoms.
You're not feeling anything.
All right, let's go Liam here. Jamar Chase.
What's the level here?
Number 2, go Bill. Oh yeah, I mean he sent us $100. I think he can handle it. We'll give him an 11. We'll give him an 11. Jamar Chase, DeAndre Swift, Javonte Williams, Gabe Davis. This guy fucking cannot quit Gabe Davis. I mean, he wins $1 million tournament. It is so like he's my little talisman. I got to get my souvenir in every draft.
It's fine to have guys you like, but if you're chasing those guys up into the mid rounds, I mean, you have to really question your process.
My God. And then it's just like David Montgomery as your RB4. Everyone knows in these hyper fragile builds, you get your fourth running back much later. And then it backed you into a corner where you had to pass on all the running back value the rest of the draft. And instead you were taking Van Jefferson, who I believe Ben Gretsch might have something to say about in the 11th round.
Yeah, I mean, look, I tried to say it all last year. They traded for Beckham before Robert Woods got hurt. They wanted to make him the wide receiver 4, and that's where he's going to wind up being this year because they're probably going to bring Beckham back. I mean, you might get a couple weeks in like weeks 1 through 3 when Beckham's rehabbing, but pretty quick you're going to have Cooper Kupp, A-Rob, and Beckham, and you're going to have the other receiver.
Well, hang on. That's not fair to Tutu Atwell, who I think will be the 4th receiver.
Yeah.
Curtis Samuel in the 14th. Is Curtis Samuel still in the league?
Curtis Samuel is in the league. He's I actually think that's a fine pick.
No, just don't.
You got Samuel, Logan Thomas, and Carson Wentz. I mean, that's a fucking hell of a stack. All those dudes stay super healthy, first of all, and they're all incredibly good at football.
And Logan Thomas didn't tear his ACL in December, did he? Oh, no, he didn't.
No, he's good to go.
Yeah.
I thought Liam, I thought you liked elite quarterbacks and you took Matthew Stafford, Jameis Winston, and Carson Wentz. What happened to you, man? I thought you needed one of these elite quarterbacks to win this tournament. Was Josh Allen?
He says he can't be out on Van Jefferson and Allen Robinson. Hey, Liam, did you see Cooper Kupp's stat line last year? That guy that we took 101? That's how you can be out on both of those dudes. Because that guy at the very top.
You can very much be out on both guys at cost. I mean, that's a pricey ADP for Allen Robinson. And Van Jefferson is a slow deep threat who was like a slot receiver coming in. That's what everyone thought he'd be. He's got like a 14.5 ADOT and he's not earning targets. Like that kind of guy gets benched all the time. And by the way, Tutu Atwell was their 2nd round pick last year. Like I know he's very, very small, not necessarily a traditional deep threat, but he's really fast. I mean, Ben Skowronek could take Van Jefferson's job. Guys,
Jacob Harris is coming for these guys, dude.
Oh my goodness. Liam, so what did your overall structure end up being here, Liam? A 3-4-8-3. This is the triple condom draft. Just like cover all of our bases, nice and snug. This team is a lock to finish top 6 in this league and not advance. So congratulations.
Both Jameis and Carson Wentz, 2 of the biggest bust top 2 quarterback picks of the last several years.
Liam clearly does not understand that we're playing to win.
Liam, also, why take David Montgomery at pick 74 when you could have Josh Jacobs at pick 97? I mean, it's the same thing 23 picks later. Liam wants someone to tell him that Kendrick Bourne is not a smash.
I couldn't say anything negative about Kendrick Bourne. Sean fucking loves Kendrick Bourne.
That's so funny.
Oh my goodness. No, we're not running it back. We got to keep you guys leaving more. We see how frothy you are. If we give you another draft now, can't blow our load. First week, second week, open in BBM3. We can sauce one more team though. Here, who wants another sauce? Who else was in here? So we got Liam, we got JW, we got Holly. One more sauce. Any other saucers in here? The funny thing is, Base Frank is in the Discord, but I don't think he was. I don't think he was watching the stream. I think he just ended up.
Oh, that's funny.
Let's see. They want me to crown team 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mets go Let's. So we have Go Bills and Mets go Let's. Diggs, Dalvin, Kamara, Josh Allen, Stack, Elijah Moore, Amon-Ra, Hawkinson.
Anytime you can get those great second-year receivers who their team drafted a new rookie receiver even higher the year after, I mean, got to do that.
Now everyone's coming out of the woodwork wanting the sauce.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Mets go didn't even ask for it. So here's Frank here. So Base Frank, a lot of people liked his team here. Jonathan Taylor. I feel like that's a reach at 1-3. You gotta let him.
You got another room.
You got another room, dude. Jefferson's a clear pick.
Amari Cooper is just basically a paid actor / decoy at this point in his career.
Have you seen Adventures? Like he is literally dust. Like that's what Amari Cooper looks like at this point.
I mean, Adam Thielen, congratulations. He's going to score like 2 touchdowns this year.
He's even dustier. Like he became the first guy to turn to dust.
Adam Thielen is younger than Velus Jones and yet still basically aged out of the league.
Younger than Velus Jones.
Hunter Renfrow, I don't know if you heard, Base Frank, but they did sign Devontae Adams, and Hunter Renfrow has been royally cucked. The volume is done. Michael Gallup
has one ACL.
They're gonna have a lot more. I think he's gonna be on the field a lot more. I'm fine with it.
Michael Gallup will do great for you in week 16 after you're already eliminated. Mecole Hardman got cucked like 4
Mecole
times
Hardman
over.
in the 9th is something to behold.
Did you
Mecole
let Davis-
Hardman in the 9th.
Did you let Davis do a celebrity pick there? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
is this
really
Davis drafting in 2020? What is going on?
What is this, Base Frank? Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson. You see a couple jerk-offs on Twitter talking about handcuffs being optimal, and now you're jamming handcuffs here in the
Pick
10th
a lane. You got to take a stand. Pick
Get
one
outta
or the
here.
other.
Oh my God. This
Marvin
is, I mean, I
Jones?
don't think that's a handcuff. Like, Ramondre might just take the job. Now you just got a dead 11th round pick, man.
Yeah, but what is Damian Harris doing for this team other than cheering Ramondre on from the bench? Marvin Jones, him and Velus Jones have the same birthday, I believe. I mean, what are we doing here with Marvin Jones?
Maybe you're trying to win a tournament in 2020.
Marquez Callaway, are you drafting like this is August of 2021 when he was getting glowing training camp reports? That
You
was the
didn't
last
have
time.
anyone on the field with them last year and still sucked. Now you got Michael Thomas and Chris Olave coming in. Hey, speaking of sucking last year, Amari Rodgers, and now they got more guys coming in as well.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And,
this is a team of receivers who got cucked. And
This is a team of receivers who got cucked.
Amari Rodgers got double cucked. Our guy Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson. I mean, if that's not an indictment of Amari Rodgers, I don't know what is.
Oh, the indictment of Amari Rodgers was last year. As soon as he got in the building, they were like, "Oh no."
Frank like
He has Jalen Waddle at the top. Every single receiver on this team got cucked this offseason.
Thanks, Frank. You drafted.
This is amazing.
Team
Dude,
cuck.
It's
Team
a new
cuck.
strategy.
The offseason? Did you know who got drafted and who signed in free agency?
Look, I mean, these guys are motivated. They're sick of getting cucked. They got to redeem themselves.
Kyle Pitts got cucked by Drake London. I mean,
Oh my God, it's everybody.
It's everybody. Michael Carter, Brees Hall. Every single person on your team got
Even
cucked.
Gus Edwards. Tyler Beatty.
Tyler
Who's better
Beatty
than
cucked
Edwards.
Gus Edwards.
Oh God.
It is.
Adam
this
Thielen did
strategy
it, but he got like
hyper-cucked.
so thoroughly cucked by Justin Jefferson that he's still
He's
not over
perma-cucked.
it.
Thielen's the only
He's
one.
perma-cucked.
But he's also dust.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh my God.
They said they wanted the sauce.
Well, I hope you
Name of
wanted
the
a
sauce.
spicy sauce, Frank. 'Cause-
Oh man, that was fun. I'm very excited for this summer. I mean, this is just a taste of what's to come.
And honestly, I feel like the wide receivers lasted pretty long here. I think we're just getting started.
That's right. The
maybe we got a new a new year, new ship chasing crowd, eh?
That's right.
New year, new me kind of thing.
Yeah.
Versus robust cuck. That's the strategy.
That reminds me. There's I was on my best ball breakfast stream in the morning. I told someone that a Twitter account idea was to have people send you screenshots of their team, and then you tell them like what the made up strategy is for that. And so I know Best Ball Name Generator is probably watching or will be watching, but you need people send Best Ball Name Generator your teams, and he can get you hyper cucked and robust cucked. That's the new strategy from this one. Non-existent RB. What else do we have in here from him? 0 RB sex, dusty anchor wide receiver, Michael Thomas as your first wide receiver. So shout out to the Best Ball Name Generator here. Name your best ball. Follow him on Twitter. All right, guys. Man, I'm exhausted. I feel like I'm sweating. I feel like we just had this marathon sprint.
I know, man.
He handcuffed his running backs. Damian Harris and Ramondre.
It's true. He got these like they're double cucked. He's like, I don't know which one, but one of them's getting cucked. And maybe Pierre Strong cooks them both.
Oh, that's great.
Oh my god. That's all right. You guys, ship chasers, I already saw the threads about our game theory bros galaxy braining this handcuffing players in BBM3. I need your mission is anytime you see one of these threads or these debates to chime in and say more like handcuffing. Okay, that's what I need to do on Twitter.
Yes, we're giving out homework for extra credit.
Yeah, more like handcuffing. Anytime Hertzig tries to bring this up, yeah, more like handcuffing. All right, guys, we will be back next week. We will be back next week. I assume we'll draft.
Let's just draft again.
Yeah, we'll just draft, man. What are we not going to draft?
It's best ball summer, baby. It's already
It's
time.
hot best ball summer. We'll figure it out. We appreciate you guys. Pat, do you have anything coming down the pipeline on Big Peacock?
I mean, I'm working on getting a dynasty rankings update out, but no one cares. No one cares about that now. We're working on a draft guide, so you can check that out. No one cares about dynasty anymore. Let's get real.
I hope they care because Dynasty Guy's video is dropping very soon. He's unveiling his top 12 ranks. That should be out in the next day or two.
Dynasty Guy. I hate to tell him it's best ball season. He got cut.
I have a feeling Dynasty Guy might just have the bravado to cut through the best ball noise. We shall see.
It's just a top 12. Is Velas Jones going to make it?
He did have his rankings went 1,500 deep. The 1,488 of them are only available on his Patreon, but the top 12 are released in video form. Gretch, what do you got going in your neck of the woods?
I haven't written much lately, but I have been outlining stuff. I have random content ideas, and I have 4 of them, and they are paragraphs long. I'm just like writing half articles for myself right now.
I love
it's all going to be coming.
Your guys is just to summarize your plugs. Pat I'm working on something that no one cares about anymore, and Gretch said I have an outline. That's just that's where we're at right now.
Exactly.
All right, guys, have a lovely night. We'll see you next Wednesday.